All right, this is a review of the area of a circle assessment. So the directions say find the area of each circle, round to the nearest tenth. So it's still that same 1, 2, 3 process. One, we write down our equation, our formula for finding area. Area equals pi times radius squared. Step 2, plug in the correct information. Area equals, remember we use 3.14 for pi, times the radius is halfway through the circle, so our radius is 1 squared. And number 3, we calculate. 1 squared is 1, because that's 1 times 1. And 1 times 3.14 is 3.14 centimeters squared. Remember your area, your unit for area is always squared. Number 2, area equals pi r squared. 3.14 times the radius. This is the diameter. We want just the radius, just halfway through. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we're going to plug that in for our radius. 2 squared, that's 2 times 2, because you're multiplying 2 by itself. And then when you multiply 3.14 times 4, you get 12.56, but it says to round to the nearest tenth, so that's 12.6 square yards. Number 3, area equals pi r squared. Area equals 3.14 times the radius. Again, here we have our diameter. We only want half of this, so the radius is 35. Order of operations is to square it first. 3.14 times 1,225. Multiply that by 3.14. And that is 3,846.5 millimeters squared. Number 4, area equals pi r squared. Area equals 3.14 times the radius. The radius is half of this diameter, so that is 7. 7 squared is 49. 49 times 3.14 is 153.86, which rounds to 153.9 square inches. Number 5, area equals pi r squared. Area equals 3.14 times the radius. The radius is half of this 4.3. So the radius is 2.15. 2.15 squared is 4.6225. And when you multiply 4.6225 by 3.14, you get 14.5 square feet. Number 6, area equals pi r squared. Area equals 3.14 times the radius. This gives us our diameter, so we want half of that. The radius is 4. 4 squared is 16. And 3.14 times 16 is 50.24, so that stays at 50.2 centimeters squared. 7 through 10 are still under those same directions, so we're still finding the area. For number 7, area equals pi times the radius, 5.7, squared. 5.7 squared is 32.49. And 32.49 times 3.14 is 102.01, so that just stays at 102 millimeters squared. Number 8, the area is pi r for the radius squared. 8.2 squared is 67.24. And when you multiply that by pi, you get 211.13, so that rounds to 211.1 square feet. Number 9 gives us the diameter, so we want the radius. Half of 3 is 1.5. Area equals pi times the radius, 1.5 squared. 1.5 squared, which is 1.5 times 1.5, is 2.25. Multiply that by 3.14, and you get 7.06, so that's 7.1 square inches. Number 10 gives us the diameter, so we divide that by 2 to see that the radius is 7.8. Area equals pi times the radius squared. 7.8 squared is 60.84. Multiply that by 3.14, and that is 191.03, so 191 square centimeters. All right, for the next one, it says find the radius or diameter of each circle. So you're not finding circumference, you're not finding area, you're just given either the diameter or the radius, just so you can see that relationship. If the radius is 13, then the diameter, you're going to double that to get 26. If the diameter is 4, then you're going to cut that in half to get that just the radius is 2. If the radius is 10, double that to get the diameter is 20. And make sure you put your units. If the diameter is 16, the radius is 8 inches. If the radius is 7 miles, the diameter is 14 miles. And if the diameter is 22 yards, then the radius is 11 yards. And the last 3 are just a review of finding circumference. Remember that circumference equals pi times diameter. So C equals 3.14 times 9 because it goes all the way across. 3.14 times 9 is 28.26, which is 28.3 centimeters. And we do not square that. Number 8, circumference equals 3.14 times the diameter, which is 3. 3.14 times 3 is 9.42, which stays at 9.4. And number 9, it gives us the radius, so we have to double that to get that the diameter is 22. And 3.14 times 22 is 69.08, so that's 69.1 meters.